Game number 1 in our last losers bracket match in round 1 of the losers bracket. That was a little bit more complicated than it needed to be, but it is the first appearance of Team Zaelia, who actually came in 3rd in their group, and they're going up against Team Nick right now in this match. A best of 3 series. Again, all of the first round matches, winner bracket and loser bracket, are best of 3s. As we're progressing through the tournament from here on out, the matches will be best of 5s, and the grand final will be a best of 7. As I mentioned before, Tacita is banned. Tacita is actually banned for the tournament. The patch dropped shortly before this tournament took place. And it is a fun one. I mean, again, I said it previously, but the prize pool is continuously rising. And by now, the tournament is also heavily hinging on the community to chip in and crowdfund us a bit. I think the prize pool is by now at $3,200, $3,300, something along those lines. So a little bit of pizza money for the teams that they can use here. And teams have been scrimming for quite some time now in this match, but yeah, it's a fun one. I mean, we have great games already. Group stage was amazing. Now in the tournament itself, a lot of good games too. And Team Nick obviously already played a series in the winner bracket. They lost, and now they have to fight for their tournament life down here in the best of 3. Tomb of Spider Queen being the first map. And Sonya gets banned. Shocker! Sven and his Sonya. Every single time you have Sven on some side, immediately Sonya gets banned out. And there's the Zarya pick. Alright, so no pick into Tyrael, by the way. Let's see what happens around Greymane, around Rhaegar, those heroes that we've seen now picked so many times here. That's actually a really important thing to have a look at, because, I mean, as we already told you a few times, the big deal about all of this is that with now Bloodlust taking the priority slot on Rhaegar, you have so many compositions that are just swinging on momentum, where you're trying to get a good auto attacker in with Greymane, for example. You try to empower it with Tyrael. Here, wave clear is also highly important, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see it in this series too, depending on how many maps we're going to see, of course, and which maps those are. So, Tomb of Spider Queen is our first one, and Zarya and ETC on the side of Team Zaelia over here, whereas Nick is already locking in Jimmy. So Jimmy's good against the web weavers in general, so decent defense. You have good output in the team fight too. Leo gets banned out. Wit already on Johanna. I mean, that alone helps you with the wave clear. And, well, let's go. Last ban. After Leo banned out, Deathwing and Zul taken care of. What else do we get banned? Support. Maybe even a hero that you don't want to go up against with the Zarya shield. Vala would be one option. I mean, we had a lot of those combos where they were attempting to get a Zarya for a Vala setup. There's of course a few more, and yes, Vala it is. So, Vala gets banned, and that leaves us with the next 2 picks. I mean, Zaelia likely going to go into the sport again. I personally would love to see Zaelia on Tracer or something. Again, back in the days when Zaelia just started to make his appearance in Heroes of the Storm, he was actually playing damage mostly. And I still remember one of the first tournaments where he played, and he played Tracer, and he came to me after a game, he's like, Khaldor, I have no ping here. And he was just like dancing around the opponent, and he on Tracer demolished an entire team to an extent that was absolutely ridiculous. Like, he single-handedly won the game, 1v5. And from that point on, for the remaining tournament, for the entire weekend, every single team that they went up against just banned out Tracer against Zaelia. It was funny as hell. I think it was in Germany, Gamescom, if I'm not mistaken. So in the HTC days, in the tournament. No, actually not HTC, pre-HTC days, in the tournament days. And of course, then he shifted his focus of the role at some point. But yeah, so I wouldn't really mind to have a little bit of a move back here. And so far, actually, it kind of looks okay. I mean, you have Ana now, so I guess it's not going to be Tracer. But I just want to see him on a little bit more damage right now. Could, of course, in a swap round change things up, but hey, we'll see. And there's the Sylvanas pick. Gul'dan on the other side for Shirionto after they locked Blaze in. And that is game 1. Tomb of Spider Queen. Team Nick against Team Zaelia. Best of 3 series. Let's jump straight in. Game number 1, Team Nick against Team Zaelia, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Whoop whoop. On the left side, Shirionto on Gul'dan, Dequaza on Blaze, Wit on Johanna, Kelvin on Malfurion, and Nick on Reyna. On the right side of the map for Team Zaelia, Zaelia himself on Sylvanas, and Abler on Ana, Rutsu on Zarya, we have Masquerade on ETC, and Sven on Rexa. So, let's go. Level 1 talent, as usual these days. Exterminator on level 1. And yeah, let's go and check this out. I mean, for now, I want to see what Zaelia can pull off on his Sylvanas here. Money pick for him. So that's already proof of good taste. And in we go. New habits for Blaze. Once the unstoppable frames here against the ETC and Rexa setup. And Wit is looking for the wave clear here. Yeah, kind of looking forward to this one. It's kind of sad that one of the two teams is going to drop out of the tournament here. Well, let's have a bit of fun with this one. I wouldn't mind another 3-mapper, to be absolutely honest. After we saw Lauba defeated with his boys with another 0-2. Pretty disappointed tournament for them. 0-0. 0 wins and 8 map losses. Definitely not what I expected. Not with the lineup that they drafted together there, but that just shows you that, yeah, synergy and also roles need to be completely covered here as well. Okay, so camps are currently being taken. This is actually a pretty early grab on the Bruiser camp here, but they have Nick with Exterminator, so they can make that play. On the other hand, you can already tell that Rucho and Zaelia are immediately realizing what's going on, saying like, okay boys, time to go for our own night camp here and try to make that work. Yeah, top side, this is where we have still a push out, and actually nobody rotates over here. That might be a little bit of experience lost. Masquerade is the one that has to rotate in for it, and they could try and interrupt him. Yeah, but he slides over, so it's gonna be fine. He's gonna get all of that experience without any big problem whatsoever. Level 1 also, the maximum charge here for Rutsu. Siege Giants at the bottom of the map have also been claimed. Oh, careful. Yeah, if that hits, if that connect hits over there, then Zaelia might be in trouble. That would have been a pretty easy kill for them. So, yeah. In the middle of the map, that's a bit of a different story. I mean, this is where the camps are currently clashing, since it's the most important one right now with 4 kills. Sorry, 4 level 4 against level 4. The talents are in the early game setup. It's just like a little bit of early game battles and brawls that we have. Nothing too crazy. It's all about the turner at this point. Masquerade actually gets his first set of gems delivered without any problem whatsoever. There was no interrupt there. And there's good interrupts available for Team Nick. Moonfire, flashlight from Jojo. But, power slide and Birdman is down. Nice. First kill. Team Zaelia coming in swinging. Alright, nicely done. Yeah, actually that was pretty cool. That was a good opportunity and Masquerade takes it. No hesitation at all. Sees a chance, goes in. And that leads to the first blood in this game. So nicely done by him. They actually had to call one of their players before this happened. Because apparently he wasn't really aware of what was going on here. It's a fun team. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but like the team is really kind of fun. So honestly, I don't even know if there's a word in English for that. In German, you would just call that massivst verstrahlt. And I don't think that the same sentiment to that extent exists in English. I mean, you can call them goofy, I suppose. That's probably the closest, but they're goofy and quirky. And incredibly funny. But yeah, so right now they're playing. They were joking that Sven was actually sleeping earlier. We see that's really true. But right now they are, I don't want to say dominating the rotation or anything, but they're doing a really good job with it. They have a first kill in this game. They have already turned in 43 of their gems. It's a pretty solid start. This is very, not dominant, but it's just really solid. And he has already the Red Web Weaver wave descending, so that's an easy objective for them right there. It's kind of cool. So, can they actually... Oh, that would be a bad time to die. Yeah, the slide, there's no trade alive anymore, and Nisha comes in. Bam! Nicely done. Perfect timing for that kill. Awesome. That's actually really cool. Again, we have a new patch in play, so now the tower and the way the tower aggro is being dealt with, and the way the targeting works with towers, with forts has changed. I don't really think we have to go over it again. Patch has been out a little bit, and I also casted like plenty of games now, so I don't think we have to really go over every single detail of that patch again. Suffice it to say that games are expected to last a little bit longer on average right now, since it's much harder to fight into a fort, fight into a keep, or even take the core down, so teams have to be a little bit more cautious. You can already see it here, minus 40 armor is just nuts when you are a little bit too deep in attacking a hero. So games are not going to last all of a sudden half an hour, but we will see a slight rise in average game time since teams have to be a little bit more cautious, especially on this level, when they are trying to make their plays. But as it stands with 2 kills against 0, there is a bit of damage already done. Sylvanas, of course, helps with these pushes as well, and we currently have at least the walls destroyed. So that's something. In the mid lane, even the fountain has been taken down. That takes some of the sustain away. Down here, on the other hand, they're looking for another kill. Nick is already careful. I mean, he's low. He needs to be careful. He can't really stay there, so he immediately retreated. Left Quasar alone, and he could move away here. And, well, let's go. Let's have a little bit of look over here. 2 against 0. And off we go. Last one is taken apart. Top side, Zaelia starting to rotate around again. Level 9 already, 6 minutes in, so for the blue team hasn't really fought back too much. But they're going back to the ABCs, right? They're going back for the camps, they're trying to push the lanes out. It's all about the turn-in right now. Like, the big battle between the two teams is now that Team Zaelia is basically just trying to get their own second turn-in delivered, ideally with an early level 10. But the experience soak of Team Nick has been pretty solid, so this is why they're looking at an early level 10 just by a few seconds, but it matters. And if Shire turns in, then that is the first weapon wave. If they kill him, on the other hand, that's a different story, and oh my god! Gets away with like 99 HP. Blessed Shield is out, turn in, and the kill against Zarya. Alright. Zarya eliminated, and yeah, that's the perfect first kill here, because that should actually lead to a turn-in from Team Nick, which would give them the web weaver wave. Honestly, yeah, there we go. Blue web weavers, they needed to abandon the bottom turn-in spot, and Blaze used the opportunity to come in and deliver the final gems. 22 stacks also for Gul'dan, so that's good for them. It's actually very, very good. And let's see. How much damage can they do with this one? Like, the advantage of having the second turn-in actually is that you usually are at a position where you can mostly do a little bit more. So it can actually be advantageous for you to get the second one. The risk is always that the first one on your opponent's side helps them to establish an early level 10 lead, and then you're never going to get that turn-in. So that's a big problem with it. But that's actually huge damage against the wall here, and an easy destruction right there. Top side, yeah, it's Gul'dan against ETC. Not really a big problem for Gul'dan. Horrify is of course now out too. Abilities are in, bot lane's being fought over. They're starting to take this one down. Top side, ETC playing around it again. Shirion is a bit low. Has to be careful because of the 29 gems that he holds. If he dies, that would be a big deal. And they didn't get as much as I thought they would. They dropped a few of the walls, they dropped the fountain, but that kill was great. Nice setup. Snap attack from Team Nick. The German efficiency comes in, and they take it. Easy peasy. Alright. That was actually pretty cool. So now we have 2 kills against 2. And the attempt to turn in again, I guess, from the blue team. But that is more the Team Nick that I remember from the group stage. Yeah, that is a lot more what we experienced there. And alrighty, so Masquerade is sitting tight. Wutsu also. They're all starting to go up to the top again in this case. Trying to lock down the experience over here. Actually, Masquerade lets it slide because the rest of the team is already sitting at the bottom of the map. Trying to guard the turn-in point, I suppose. Wid turns his 16 gems in. That's 45 in total, with 20 still available. Gul'dan has turned in, so I guess most of it is in the hands of the Quasar, actually. Like, he alone needs to turn in and they're good. They're good. But Team Zaelia obviously has enough gems too. Okay, not going for Gul'dan just yet. It's all about the objective right now. I gotta admit though that Gul'dan is just... I mean, he's stacking like a madman. 30 stacks already after 9 minutes? That's solid. If you get your stacks completed before level 16, you're totally golden. But he is murdering now. Talking about murdering! Oh my god! Zaelia, calm down, bro. Nice expulsion zone from Zarya too to set the kill up. They're trying to go for Quasar, but they can't get him. There's a level 13 now, and Sven turns in 34 gems. Is that the turn-in? Is that a second web weaver wave? There's an interrupt still in. 13 versus 13, but of course they still lack their main tank, and that's a problem. And yeah, that's a turn in. But damn, that kill from Zaelia. Coming in aggressive with a wave, and Zarya with a perfect expulsion zone just to isolate them. And that push at the bot lane, there's nobody here actually to deal with that. So they're already doing solid work with Sylvanas before the web weavers are even here. The rotation is finally in, but by that time, we already have the entire bot lane exposed completely. And the red team has started to rotate into the mid lane to attack over there. Johanna's at least finally back for the defense, so that's good for them. But, oh boy. Yeah. Okay, let's go. I mean, that fort is doomed. That fort is doomed. Actually starting to attack Zarya here. Yeah, again, if she throws a grenade out and hits heroes, it's shifting the focus. Yeah, you can really tell. I mean, normally that's a push. And over here they said like, yeah, push that in, move away. Bot lane has already been defended. You can really tell that the dynamic has shifted since the last patch. They're trying to zone them out right now, so that, yeah, this is actually the best play. Zone them out from the defense so that you can defend easily, or so that they can't defend and you defend the position so that your web weavers do solid work here, and that's how they finally get a fort destroyed. Also, Zaelia going for Nick and gets the kill. Respecting the 1v1, baby. Expulsion zone again, and oh boy, that's gems lost. Yeah, Blaze just lost all of them. And the web weavers are still active, so the web weavers are still doing work topside. Now, they're not going to attack the keep. Well, actually, might lose a few hit points, but they're going to break through the wall, and that's already a great start, considering how early in the game we are. 63 gems. They got enough gems, actually. And Zaelia's just absolutely snowballing the bot lane. Okay, he is crushing that lane. 5 kills against 2. What's happening to Team Nick today? They finished their group as the first seed. Then they lost in the winner bracket, and now they're getting murdered in game number 1 by the 3rd place team in Group B. Holy shit. Yeah, well, they could actually turn in for another web weaver wave. Zaelia delivers 7. And Sven has the last 10. Okay. Yeah, that interrupt didn't do a lot. Wit is too far out. And that's it. That could be a keep. Damn. This is gonna be nasty. This is gonna be really tricky. Color me intrigued. This is such a weird setup. I mean, the results don't reflect the group standings. Let's just put it like that. Okay, over here, 16 against 15. 16 times 8. Where's Zaelia's damage output, by the way? 32,000. Yeah, Nick has a little bit more. 0 deaths on Ana and Khaldor. Yeah, ETC threatening the mosh pit. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, the expulsion zone. Blaze. He might have to bunker up here. He might... Oh, the tower attack! Yeah, those towers hurt now, baby. Sorry to say, that was minus 30 armor there at the end. You can't just attack underneath towers like this anymore. Those damage points, they stack up as you get more and more minus armor. The armor mitigation is too brutal. Bot lane attack up at the top. Yeah, that keep is under pressure too. I guess Khaldor is going to deal with it entire... Well, is he? I actually don't think he will. That one's down. That keep's down. Well, one keep is eliminated, and we're only 13 minutes into this game. Ooh, shit. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Not as rough as Lauber's 0-8 record, but still pretty rough. So now 6 stacks on the little 4 for Malfurion. That's also not quite a record, but they can finally turn in. They have the turn-in points. Misha wants to interrupt. Feign death? Actually, he cancelled it. Cancel it early. Can he get the turn in? 5 kills against 3. Come on. Yeah, he gets it. Alright, that interrupt was just a little bit delayed. Down here on the other end. Oh. ETC. The shield. And he's dead. Counter kill. Maybe against Kelvin. Zaelia going full YOLO. Full YOLO. And he YOLO'd a little bit too hard. Yeah, those gems are down the drain. Damn, son. I mean, that was a bit too much, my friend. They counter kill against Blaze, at least that's happening. Everybody else is low too, so it's not like they can push with these web weavers anytime soon. They're still under pressure, they're still in trouble, but it's kind of funny how aggro they are at this point. I mean, honestly, they just aggroed that out completely. Especially Zaelia just jumping in. Leroy! Okay, so they get the defense at the bottom of the map. That's a freebie. Yeah, that fort is not gonna fall. It's the top lane that's probably the most under pressure. Yeah, nobody's there yet. And that could result in the fort being eliminated. It should actually be. Yeah, they're defending the middle, they're letting the top lane snide again. They already took a keep down, so what more do you want at this point? Yeah, this one they can't save. Okay. And, well, let's see. What else are we gonna get here? Alright, so, with the talents in, half a level until 20. And we're gonna take it from there. Bottom of the map, Reyna's still pushing a little bit. Gem count, 80 gems against 31. So the potential is there for Nick and his boys to start the comeback with another turn-in. And they actually, I mean, now level 20 is in. Seems like it's gonna be turn-in against boss. Okay, they're going for the boss. Rex are still at the bottom of the map. And yes, there's the turn-in. Final channel. And now they know that the boss is taken. But they can't roll quickly enough. They actually interrupt us so that they can take their own camp. So they trade the turn-in for the boss. It buys them a little bit of time. Top keep is already down. They gotta defend the core, but let's be honest, shouldn't really do a lot, if anything. So they're gonna try and defend the lanes. Bot lane, I mean, nobody's there, so it's already taking damage from the minion wave. And now that the web weavers come in, this fort is pretty much gone. I don't think they can save this one. Actually, they might be. They might just be able to do it. If the Vars comes down, it would have been easier. Boss at the top is already nearly destroyed, so it's not like it's gonna really damage the core. But down to the bottom of the map, Zarya just like laser beaming it away. And they actually saved the fort. They actually saved it. So web weavers are mostly defended against. Top lane, they need to take care of it. But this is the trade-off that you make. You pretty much just trade your gems for the opponent taking the boss. And they couldn't really prevent the boss from being taken either, because Team Zaelia already had level 20 talents that you don't want to fight into. So given the talent advantage, they just said, okay, we turn in, they take boss, we trade the two, and then we reset from there. So nobody did any kind of damage, but it bought them enough time to get level 20 for themselves. So now it's a Storm talent fight against a Storm talent fight. And that's a battle that you can actually take. And those are these trade-offs that you sometimes have just to go for because of it. A little bit of a different build, by the way, also for Rexxar, considering, I mean, he went into the Bird of Prey, we have the Crippling Talons in, and also the aspect of the Hawk. I mean, we've seen it before, but still. Oh, there's a setup against ETC, and he's dead again. Yeah, expulsion zone or no expulsion zone. Boah! What the hell? Khaldor and Malfurion. What a setup. And look at the body blocks over here. Damn. That escalated quickly. That escalated really quickly. Alright, Zaelia comes in. They're trying to go for the keep, I suppose. Gonna go straight for the core here. New core mechanics are, of course, something to pay attention to as well. But Johanna's just trying to lay them. Yeah, there's this death wave that they need to be careful about for the slows. Where's the rest of the team when you need them? Zelia's slipping over. Wit is coming in. They're trying to go for that, but the rest of the team is still moving through it. And Abla was a bit of trouble over here, but I think they should be able to get this without any problem. There's another 20 seconds before we're seeing Khaldor back, and the core has already fallen. Team Zaelia doing solid work. Their bot lane gets pushed, but that doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah, this is game one. 11 kills against 6. Zaelia with 59,000 damage, excelling on Sylvanas. And that's the lead in the best of 3 series for Team Zaelia against Team Nick. Off we go, Team Zaelia, ladies and gentlemen. The 1-0 lead. A little bit YOLO in the first game of this best of 3 series, but hey, it worked out and they're in the lead now. Shire is the map. Yeah, we are actually finally on Shire. It honestly took... I mean, it took quite some time until we finally got the map here, but I'm pretty happy that we're now getting a little bit of Shire action in this game. So now we have Junkrat banned out. Together with that, Zul, Should still ban out Rexa. I mean, again, Rexa is the king of Dragonshire. If you don't ban him, you better have someone that can rotate to the top lane every now and then to help out your solo laner, because he is winning that lane without any problems at all. Zarya gets banned. Don't blame them for that. We had some fantastic Zarya plays in the last game. The expulsion zone set up to isolate heroes and drive a wedge between the opponent's team were fantastic and led to a lot of kills. But this leaves us in a bit of an awkward spot, because right now, again, you kind of want to ban Rexa. Leave a lot of other heroes then open in the process, but if you don't ban Rexa, your top lane is going to suffer. Okay. Deathwing. Alright. Deathwing gets banned. Is that a Rexa first pick? Usually we see it. I mean, right now, the dynamic has changed a little bit because of the Bloodlust priority, the Greymane Tyrael setup. Yep, there it is. Rhaegar already first pick. So even... I mean, that's kind of insane. Not a first pick on Rexa. We see him on the second pick now because of that Bloodlust Greymane Tyrael setup. Not bad. Alright. Right, so let's see. Jojo, okay. The Crusade! That's a Tyrael Greymane if you want it. Might not be that clean of a comp pick, but if you want to go for a Tyrael setup, it's right there. And then you can still combo off with it whatever you want, but top lane is dangerous. Top lane is really dangerous. The Rexa against you is a huge problem, but if you want to go for these Bloodlust combos, there's what you do. Also, Greymane is great on this map, just generally speaking. That, on the other hand, isn't shabby either. Kerrigan and Chen with Bloodlust. Oh boy. Nick on Kerrigan. Can Nick's Kerrigan carry again? Okay. This is gonna be spicy. It's gonna be very spicy. Do they ban Tyrael? I mean, you kind of want to, right? Imagine that setup with Tyrael just coming in with a Sanctification. Yeah, there's a Tyrael ban. But the thing is that Team Nick knew that. If you pick that, you know that there's a huge probability that Shire is also banned out. So they came already in saying like, well, we don't care. You can play a Nubarak with this. A Nubarak diving in, Chen and Kerrigan right behind him, that hurts. It hurts a lot. Then you want a burst damage dealer? Jaina. Li Ming. Jaina would offer more wave clear, so that's good too. But yeah. So okay, Malfurion is there. Zaelia played a lot of Malfurion in the group stage, but I would rather see him on a DPS hero now. I don't know, I like this. It's fun. Come on, what do we get for the red team? Karazim Li Ming! Okay. I don't know, I'm not really the biggest fan of these Karazim picks right now. Yeah, different map and Abathar behind it, maybe a little bit more. You have a Tyrael behind it too, then it's a different story, I guess. But this seems, I mean, we'll find out. I don't really think that anybody is diving into this alone that you can 7-side it, so you might have to go into Palm instead. Palm for a good save isn't bad either, though. Muradin and Hanzo. Okay, the dwarf comes in. I like that too, that's a good stun. Give him the axe, baby, give him the axe. Well. Come on, Zaelia, what are we going for now? The Zaelia factor. Unless, of course, they are switching heroes afterwards and he jumps on support again. We can also see. Zaelia Zeratul. Alright, bring it, baby. Game number 2. Team Zaelia's in the lead. Let's see if Nick's team can turn it around or if we see another 2-0. And Team Zaelia advancing while Team Nick is saying goodbye to the tournament bracket. So, let's jump in. Dragonshire, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 on the left side in blue. Wit on Muradin, Nick on Kerrigan, Shirionto on Hanzo de Quasar on Chen, and Kelvin is playing Rhaegar. On the right side of the map, Zaelia with the lead. And in this game on Zeratul, then on Rexa, Enabler on Karazim, Rootstone on Liming, and Masquerade on Johanna. Alrighty, Jojo, let's go. Also a little bit of a different map. And in this case, this is actually going to be another one of those... I actually don't think we had the map after the patch. So let's go real quickly about the core mechanic over here. So what the core actually does on Dragonshire is actually pretty simple. So it's another one of those normal cooldown abilities. Again, keep in mind Infernal Shrines is a 12-second setup that we have. Most of the other maps are actually a little bit lower. Sky Temple is 23, but most of the maps that you will encounter have like 3 to 6 seconds between the core abilities when they're getting procced. And on Dragonshire it's a 6-second cooldown actually, and the core actually throws boulders at the heroes around them. And yeah, so heroes that I hit, they turn to stone, a little bit like the Dragon Knight, you know, that's kind of the idea behind it. And you're like stunned for 1.75 seconds, you take a little bit of damage with it too. So it's kind of a cool idea considering the map and considering, like, you know, the entire statue over here. But we'll see how that can slow down the process. Zaelia actually in this little battle that we're having in the middle, I mean, super aggressive setup already, and Nick is getting forced out early on. Zaelia was also in trouble. Shiriondo is still aiming for the hit and gets it! Sniped! Sniped, he just got Hanzo'd. Zaelia gets Hanzo'd, and that is first blood in the game. Starting things off with the cleave build. And that was an easy one right there. Awesome. Yeah, great setup. So, in the meantime, camps are focused on. Rhaegar, Kerrigan. I mean, the entire blue team is going for both of the camps on the left side immediately. Whereas we have now just the Bruiser camp started for Team Zaelia. First Shrine is also up. Keep the Rexa factor in mind up at the top. Chen has no chance here. He has no chance. Someone has to rotate over every now and then to help out a little bit. Sven can hold the lane experience and he can hold the shrine at the same time. And Chen can't do both. Chen has to make a decision. Do I either go for the shrine or do I stay on lane experience? So in the long run, Chen is always going to lose out. He's always going to lose it. And that's the problem that you have if you let Rexa through the draft. So right now, the problem is, of course, the camp is mitigating this a little bit. But yeah, over here, Nisha actually goes down, so that's a bit of a problem. Kerrigan, on the other hand, has also fallen. With Misha down, top lane dynamic has now been changed. So Rexa needs to wait for her to come back up. So for now, Chen holds it. For now, he's okay. Zaelia comes in and helps out with the defense. But once that Misha is back, you see, she easily walks up, takes it again. And there's nothing that Chen can do about it. That's why we have heroes rotating over now. They need to do that all, like, time and time again. Big fight over here already. Bot lane also, Karazim and Liming in a little bit of trouble. This is a double control now for Zaelia and his boys. And let's go down here. Yeah. 1 against 1 in kills. Full on setup here also for Rending Cleave right now. Okay, so mid lane. That's where the pressure is. In terms of builds, nothing really insane yet. I mean, we again have the dominance on level 4, so no orb setup for Liming on the level 4 talent. Yeah, and we're back to the problem. He can attack Sven a little bit, but that's the issue. This is exactly the thing. He needs to be safe on this. This is why I said earlier, you better have good rotations. And Nick made that rotation happen. You gotta blame Rexa at least a little bit. Moving in this deep is, of course, a problem if you're trying to stay alive topside. So there's a little bit of a setback. Should have better called that, what was happening there. But that's exactly the type of style that you need to employ on this map if you're trying to beat Rexa on the offlane. You need to rotate a second hero over every now and then to just keep him on his toes. Yeah, gets actually also the heavy impact right now on level 7. Okay. Yeah, with a slow. I mean, back in the days when the thing did actually stun. Those were the days. A little bit similar to what we had for Liming when S of Johann was still a thing. Not overpowered at all. Not at all. Yeah, or when Flame Strike still spread living bombs all the time. Baseline. Yeah, there were some fantastic talents. They were, like, the first few iterations of Khaldor were... yeah. Let's call it interesting. Hashtag balanced. Anyways, so again, Nick in position here, and this time Sven is playing this a little bit safer. This time he's like, okay, it's not gonna happen to me again. But of course, the more heroes have to be used at the top side to keep Rexa in check, the more heroes are missing at the rest of the map. And that's one of the problems that they have now. And yeah, for now, as you can see, this is a similar setup here. Down to the bottom of the map, okay. There we have it again. I mean, right now, Shire sitting. And Abla, yeah. Okay, careful. If that Stormbolt hits, then it's... Oh, and he goes back in. Okay, Zaelia is starting to make his play. Zaelia tries to go for Hanzo and gets the kill. Easy peasy. Stormbolt is in, 10 stacks by now. Level 10 abilities, a little bit quicker for Team Zaelia. They're doing well again. They're doing really well again. And the top lane, it's just going to continue. I mean, again, same problem over here. For now, they are holding, but Misha is already moving over. Bot lane Shrine has also been taken. It's this constant shift on the lanes where you have to try and find a counterbalance to the Rexa setup. And Rexa is always going to force these additional plays. That's what's always going to happen here. Yeah, Zeratul is now moving in as well. Trying to make the stand over here, down to the bottom of the map. Okay. Siege Giants are already doing a little bit of work. So there's that. And off we go. There's a palm, alright. Level 10 abilities are in. Rutsu is still in trouble and he goes down. Yeah, the Dragon Knight on the other hand has been taken. So the blue team lost out on it, but at least they got the kill. That helps them. I'm really terrified of Muradin. Once I saw the level 7 talent, I was just like, uh-oh, are we actually... Okay, he goes... he goes Avatar. Thank God. For a second I thought we would go full in A here and actually go into Haymaker. But no. Interesting also to see that Zeratul went into Void Prison, since we don't see that these days anymore. At least not all that often. Of course, how much does Zaelia currently play on that? Does he really play a lot of the Might of Nerazim? Okay, Panda gets a kill against Rexa top lane. That shouldn't happen either. Down here though, the Dragon Knight gets a bit destroyed. I mean, that one gets pretty much wrecked. So, Zeratul went topside again, tried to get a bit of damage in, but couldn't really get enough against Rayquaza. Dragon Knight still with a little bit of a punt down here. Okay, so they went to the wall. That's all that they really got. But I gotta say, Team Nick, they might have struggled in the earlier stages just a little bit to keep the control here, especially around the top lane. Lost the first objective, but all things considered, they are still in a spot where you could say, like, okay, that's solid. Yeah, Masquerade comes in, that's a problem. Wit is most likely going to try and jump out, and they sever. Oh my god. Yeah, no way. No way. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Zeratul down, Liming, Karasim. Oh my god. 5-man team wipe. Damn. What a slaughter. Holy hell. It starts with Muradin just simply walking away, no care in the world, and then he continues with a full-on team wipe. Team Nick is angry. Yeah, losing game number 1. Not something that they were happy about, and all of a sudden they're putting the momentum train here on the tracks. Choo-choo! The pain train is coming, baby! And it is hitting hard. Yeah, no way he's gonna make a play for this. That was brutal. Total bloodbath down there at the bottom. Okay. 9 kills against 3 now all of a sudden. And the damage output has, of course, also shifted heavily with this fight. 26,000 for the Panda. Could obviously also stat pad a bit against Misha. 16,000 for Liming. I mean, at least 13k for Zeratul. But then you look towards Hanzo. He's sitting at 21,000. Top side, they're jumping on Chen again. I mean, Chen also went into triple Pandas. We had the opportunity for top kek play here. But we're not going to get top kek. So, yeah. And well, let's go. 9 kills against 3. All right, they have the ults back, so we actually have an opportunity to maybe bring this back now. Up towards the top. There's our setup again. Nick is moving in for the combo, and Rexa is getting wrecked. Oh, the arrow connecting with Zeratul, and Zaelia is down. Team Nick not taking any prisoners right now. No, they are going in with hit after hit after hit. That's the 2nd kill in a row there. The Void Prison, it was well meant, he was trying to save him here, but this hurts. This hurts a lot. And they might actually lose more. Enabler barely getting out. Thank God to his level 4. Able to jump out, just barely. And yeah, there's that. Down to the bottom of the map on the other hand. Wit already sitting tight, trying to get control again of the Shrine. So far so good. And now the opportunity to go for the Dragon Knight. Big fighter in the middle, of course, as well. Triple Panda, baby! And the stun, the lockdown, and a kill against Karasim. Couldn't even get his palm out. Not even that. Yeah, and now Wit is trying to get the turn in. Not quite. Nice Chrysalis, well played, and the Dragonite is in. Yeah. Not that easy. I mean, you can't just simply 2-0 Nick here. 12 kills against 3, and they're doing work. They have the level 16 talents now, so we have the Dwarf launch. A little bit more punting going on over here. Before that the bot lane has already been destroyed, but they're of course hoping for more. And, well, let's go. Come on. Yeah, they're still waiting it out. I mean, they're waiting for the next mini wave to come through in order to maximize the power of this push. Lose a bit of hit points in the meantime as they're slowly getting poked, but the idea is, of course, to just like try and take that keep down. Sorry, the fort down. The problem is still the same. The new tower aggro is just crazy. So you can't get a lot out of these early objectives. Getting a wall is pretty much the best that you can do here. Yeah. 16 against 15 now. 12 against 3. And another attack. Zaelia is dead again. He's bleeding in this game. They're all bleeding. There's the bloodlust again. We just run over them. Look at the fort shot though. Minus 40 armor, and Nick was brought down to 50% HP by the fort alone. So yeah, that's serious damage. But again, these setups. Look at this shit. There's a reason why you banned Kerrigan against Nick. There's a reason why after he brought her back into the meta, everybody said like, yeah, whoever plays it, you won't. You just won't. They're going in and they're just obliterating with every single combo that Nick throws out. That's 14 kills against 3. They are spanking them into oblivion here. After this game, Team Zaelia is going to play game 3 standing. I can tell you that much. They're not going to sit down for a week, given how they're getting spanked in this game right now. Kind of calling it early here, but let's assume that for now, Nick is going to be able to continue that pace. Then again, if Zaelia, of course, starts popping off now all of a sudden with his cleave build completed and the Void Slash in, we might see a different setup. And it needs to be careful that it doesn't get too aggressive here. Now, there's no 7-sided, so that's good. Blessed Shield is out. They're isolating it, and there's the kill. On the other hand, the arrow combo follows immediately. Li Ming is down before she can even blink. They trigger the palm, and they're still trying to get the kill here. And Abelai is already really low. Nice slash from Zaelia, but he just doesn't get enough damage out. I really think that with the might of the Narazim, he would have been able to make way more plays here. There's a reason why this talent has taken over in the meta, and we barely see Void Prison these days anymore. He does good damage with his cleave and with the Void attacks here. He's sitting at 24,000 damage, but just imagine him with Might of the Narazim right now. Because the problem is that you don't see a lot of follow-up on those VPs that we have. It's a bit tricky there. Anyways, now that we have the Panda at the bottom again, the idea is, of course, to get another Dragonite. 2 levels ahead still. 12 kills ahead, by the way. 12. Just 12. Okay. Attack is in. Let's go. Enabler trying to get Hanzo. Zaelia still on full HP. Nick comes in. Combo and palm. Slow and he's dead. Perfect timing. Perfect timing here. Waiting the palm out. Taking him apart. Blessed Shield comes in. At least Hanzo is down. Okay, Li Ming. Nice. They're trying to go for Kelvin. That's an opportunity. Zaelia wants the kills. Yeah. He wants to kill, but he doesn't get it. They get him instead. So, yeah, that's now 18 kills against 5. They don't have control over the top shrine, though. I mean, Mirrodin is already sitting in the middle of the map, or at least he's trying to. He's actually acting to keep Masquerade zoned out here. Nearly level 20 for them now. And 2 of the forts are down. Mirrodin jumps in, doesn't get that Stormbolt. Yeah, gotta be careful here. 3 shots fired, 4 shots fired, 5 shots fired, minus 25 armor. Okay, now it's about the mid lane. Masquerade, yeah, good luck, bro. They have level 20 at this point. There's Rewind now in. Yeah, there's the jump. There's the Stormbolt on Li Ming, alright. And they're trying to zone over here. Feign death, and I think he's still dead. Sven, oh, maybe with that. Yeah, cleansing touch, but Dragonite not taken yet. Nobody goes for it. They're going for the fight instead. Again, it's 16 versus 20 talents. Mirrodin gets a quest completion. There's the palm and it procs again. Here comes the arrow. Gets actually soaked up by the Divine Shield. No kill even. That's kind of impressive. I really thought that at least Li Ming was dead. But she gets out too. And is actually starting to take the top again. They won't be able to channel it. Li Ming retakes. You gotta give it to them. they're doing extremely well delaying this, especially considering that they don't have the level 20 talents. If they bring it to an even talent, I mean, who knows? Maybe they can come back into this after all. They're heavily behind, but there's no reason that you can't come back. The delay, on the other hand, did of course not last forever. So eventually, it's taken here. Quick look also at the talents again, or the damage output. 56,000 on Chen. 55,000 on Hanzo. Yeah, our little archer. 42k, 32. Johanna also, 30,000. It's not bad either. And here we go. Okay, so now Dragonite eating a lot of damage again. Yeah, these towers and forts, they are powerful now. 15 minutes in. They want the keep, but I don't know if they can get the keep. All the defense is just like, hug the keep, hug the keep, hug the keep. Play it safe. And, well, let's have at it. They're all back. It's half the level that they need. And by the way, while all of this is happening too. This is a big push. This could do a lot of work. I mean, theoretically, they can even take the fort. So, and this keep, I'm not quite sure if this is really falling. I mean, look at the Dragonite. It's at 30% HP now. And it gets burnt down quickly. Very quickly. The retargeting of the keep already. Dragonite is about to fall. Dragonite down. 50% on that bad boy. And they didn't get a whole lot. Take the catapult down. Alright. And topside fort is going to fall. With the second minion wave moving in here, I have no doubt that this thing is going to be toast. The camp gets still torn away, so that's a bit more XP, but you look over to the red team and they are so close to level 20 that just stalling this out for like another 30 seconds should give them all that they need here. So the Dragonite didn't accomplish anything. Well, okay, that's not quite fair. It did put it down to the sliver of health. But at the same time, we have now 20 versus 20, and at least the top fort has been eliminated. So top lane is not going to be a problem anytime soon. But yeah, now with level 20, you have to make your plays. He went into Shadow Mending over here. Okay, gets a bit more sustain in this. The kill command is into Tal Rushers for Li Ming. Stormbolt is missing. It is done with this quest, of course. As said previously, is a cooldown reduction on the auto attacks for the Stormbolt. At the same time, we're looking to the Pierce. And here comes the move again, trying to stop that early. I don't think they can protect it this time. This time it's gonna fall. And Zaelia is still getting decent damage in, but the poke is there, and this keep is taking way too much damage now. Should fall. With again, there's the Bloodlust. Bloodlust! And they go for the kill. Nice VP to wait it out, but it's not enough. Good shots. Triple Panda's moving in now too. They're trying to get the kill, but they can't. The keep is eliminated, and there's no way you can core here. There is no way you can core this. Alright, there's the stuns that they had. Guys, the cores are just like way stronger than before. And these stun circles are too much. Wind is down. There's the palm again. They're pushing the Quasar back. I mean, I don't know where their confidence came from that they can actually core that situation, but just no. There's no way. 20 versus 20, 4 versus 5 with the new core mechanics? I mean, good luck, my friend. Not really. This game isn't over. This game is not over yet. Catapult is still over here. They're still a lead. I mean, obviously, but having the keeper destroyed at the bottom of the map without the fort falling on the other side is always a big deal because you have that continuous catapult pressure. But there is comeback potential here. I also gotta say, I have to point this out real quickly. I'm actually impressed by Enabler's palms. I mean, how many palms has he now thrown out? 6, 7, and they are just on point. Absolutely on point. It's really impressive. Like, every single time when we head into one of these fights, he always hits the palms just in the nick of time. They don't always win the fight behind it, but it's definitely not his fault. Like, that guy is just sitting there and doing whatever he can to keep all of these boys and girls alive. Yeah. 20 against 6 kills, and the game isn't over. The zoning VP. Oh, go home, Zaelia. You're drunk. 61,000 damage for Li Ming now. 85 for Hanzo. I can just imagine comms. He's like, oops. Another reason to take Might of the Nerazim the next time. The panda. The panda. Yeah, you don't want to jump there. 0 deaths on the panda and Rhaegar. Yeah, both of them haven't died yet. Okay, another camp is up. I guess Kerrigan is moving now bot side in order to take the shrine. Nobody's moving in for that yet either. Okay, Misha gets stunned out. Yeah. No counter stun. Kerrigan. Nah, it's not in range for the blessed shield. Well, maybe in range, but that's a long shot, so yeah, you don't take that. Panda flank. Panda flank. Oh, the ult. And Bloodlust. Zaelia, the palm. Again, enabler on point. These palms are insane. They're still on the run, and Sven is about to die. Yeah, Sven is about to die. Rest of the team is still trying to do whatever they can. Enabler, he's also dead. That's now a 5 versus 3. This time they might actually have a chance. On the other hand, that core is doing work. I mean, honestly, these stone shots for the stun. Look at this. This is 1.7 second stuns, and they are doing insane amount of work here. This is crazy, but they are still getting wiped. Kerrigan is down though. You gotta say, that core mechanic is a little bit bonkers. I mean, holy shit, that's dangerous. But it seems like we're gonna get game 3 after all. Catapults on our in too, and yes, it's a third game. Let's be honest, it's what we deserve anyway as the audience, but yeah, it's beautiful. Game number 3 incoming between Team Nick and Team Zaelia. Game number 3, the final that we deserve. It's not really the final, it's the final of the day actually. The last series and therefore also the last map, but at least we're going the full distance, right? So Battlefield of Eternity will be the final map of the day and also the final map for one of these two teams, because whoever loses here is out of the tournament. The winner will move on to the next round of the lower bracket. Yeah, and Team Nick and his boys, I mean, they crushed last game. Granted, Zaelia, they really fought back into it, but at the same time, that momentum train that comes with Bloodlust so often was really difficult to stop and pretty tricky. The interesting part for me was also just the fact that Zaelia's Zeratul build was so 2017. It was actually kind of funny, because the build still kind of gets played sometimes, but that Void Prison pick, you know, it doesn't really happen anymore nowadays, especially not when you don't have a setup. And the Cleave build also is a little bit outdated. I mean, to an extent, you still have the level 1 and the level 16 talent sometimes picked, but even that happens rarely. So, yeah, it was a bit more of an old school throwback that we had from him there. I think with Might of the Nerazim, he might have had chances to make some more plays, because the VPs honestly weren't that impactful, most of them. The ban against Sven again, so Sonya gets banned out because Sven is just like a Sonya player 6 days to Sunday. We have also Rhaegar banned out, apparently Team Zaelia say like screw that, it's not happening again. Deathwing gets banned too. It's kind of a bit weird because Deathwing doesn't get banned as much anymore, and what that leaves open, I mean, it leaves Ana open. We have the ban against Zarya, at least. Zul is open, 2-lane map, Battlefield of Eternity, different dynamic. Ana is open. A lot of the heroes that are oftentimes played here are currently still available. So Li Ming oftentimes the first pick, Ana early pick potential. You have Vala as a really good damage dealer, obviously. There's a lot right now. Can still play Hanzo, even though it's not really that common anymore compared to the other heroes that really carry on the immortal damage. And there's Li Ming as more or less expected right now. Sylvanas is another pick that we could actually see. So that's actually also pretty awesome. And, well, let's have a bit of a look how Nick and his boys are countering this. The Li Ming pick is pretty traditional. I mean, Muk and his boys do the same thing. Early Li Ming here, you can still counter with Greymane, with Vala. Jimmy, obviously. I mean, again, Exterminator. Hazu and his boys pick this all the time. The Jimmy setup. And they have Ana now with it too, so that's actually a really good opening for Team Nick. Especially since they pick Ana also away from Zaelia's combos. There's no nano boosted Li Ming, which is pretty much needed. If you want to just like get the full potential out, the full damage output with the resets. There's a Malfurion setup. Again, I'm still waiting for the potential Tracer. And I'm still saying it could happen. If Zaelia just wants to go for a full-on throwback into the pre-HGC times, then that is something that he can actually do. And with Malfurion, you finally have a hero that can actually support Tracer to the fullest extent. Now, we have obviously with Malfurion also a hero that Zaelia himself has played a lot in the group stage. So there's that. ETC gets banned. Also makes sense. Blaze is already out. So, let's see. The ban on the other side. I don't really think that with the setup that they have, they're still going to play Sergeant Hammer, or that might be a little bit different. But we have, first of all, side lane, main tank, both have to be taken care of, and they also still need a second damage dealer. And Greymane is still up, so if you want to go full on the immortal damage, Greymane is an option. On the other side, Vala for the red team is, for example, also still available. Doesn't really have to be a tracer or anything, but if your idea is to really just like burn down the immortal as quickly as you can, those are the heroes that add the most. Even Chromie. I mean, Nick's team has played Chromie also. So you have Ana on the other side. You could pick a Chromie to just zone the entire time. Has been banned oftentimes even. Alright, Muradin and Chen. Oh, a triple frontline. I mean, Alarak setup or something along those lines. Maybe another Carrigan. Just get that in. Why not? And now the question, what do we get for Team Zaelia? Is there an X Factor? Is there like a little bit of a surprise? The Zaelia special, the Zaelia last pick. Right now it's only Ming, but the swap round is coming. And let's go. Main tank. Tyrael Greymane. Tyrael Greymane are in. And the last pick for Nick. What are we gonna get from him? It's the final map. End of the line for one of the two teams. Best of 3 series at the Inhouse League. And Nick, come on. Does he do it again? Ah, Vala. Vala and Jimmy. Bam. Mad damage on the Immortal. Huge damage. Battlefield of Eternity. Final map, everybody. Let's go. Team Nick against Team Zaelia. Game 3. Battlefield of Eternity. Nick on Vala. Wit on Muradin. Kelvin on Ana. We have Dequaza on Chen and Shirionto on Reyna. It's actually good heroes that they have picked here. People always say that Muradin is not the smartest one and that he needs a little bit of wit. So now he gets his wish granted. On the right side of the map, Team Zaelia with Sven on Blaze. We have Zaelia himself on Liming and Abel on Malfurion. Rutsu on Greymane and Masquerade on Tyrael. Okay, level 1 talent, immediately the force armor over here. Okay. Ooh, we're actually going jumping. Dwarf block on level 1. I mean, against Greymane, why not? Talents as usual, Exterminator and Arrow build. So, if they get their hands on an Immortal, guys, they're going to burn that thing down within half a second. It's gonna be nuts. Once that Vala is done with the stacking on level 4, at least it is. So, yeah. Okay. A little more damage over here. 4-man. 1 versus 1. I mean, Chen versus Blaze. I don't really think that too much is going to happen over there. The important part is really everything that's happening down at the bottom of the map now. And who takes, for example, the camp after the 1 minute mark spawns. Muradin with another Stormbolt. Zaelia dies nearly. I mean, it would be disappointed to see the Force Armor on level 1 from Zaelia. They would have words after this one. But let's see. If Zaelia can pop off here, why not? Already scouting, you know? Already double checking what's happening down at the bottom of the camp. Where's Muradin? What is he doing? Is anybody going for the camp? Is anybody trying to zone? Is there any kind of plays that are being made right now? Because normally you have the choice. You can either go for the camp and try to force the 4 versus 4 fight. You can rotate topside with 1 hero and then exchange camps. 2 heroes top take... Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. So Greymane rotates top. Soon enough, the bottom team is going to realize that that he's missing. And then they're going to move down here and take this one while Greymane takes the top. Yeah, Chen has already sniffed it out. He's like, boys, there's 2 over here. Take the bottom camp. And instead, Muradin is rotating. Wait, what? Alright, Muradin is rotating. So is Vala. And Chen, can he hold this long enough? There's the jump. Okay, Stormbolt. Everybody is rotating top. Damn. Over here, Zaelia gets attacked now too. Chen is falling up at the top. And the fight isn't over yet either. Vala is all of a sudden there. Doesn't have a level 4 yet. They need to give it up. So it's a camp for a kill pretty much. Yeah, I don't really know about that. I mean, the traditional setup that you have is once that the rotation has been called out, you go for the bottom, take this one, and you just let the top take their camp, and then you trade camps out. But they go for more aggressive variation, and it doesn't really work out for them. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate, because not only did they lose a hero, but they also lost the camp, so they lost completely. Huh. Alright. Okay, so on the left side, I mean, both are taking the camps now, and for now, puncturing arrow, dominance is in again, but this could become a little bit tricky. They're already behind. I really think that their biggest chances anyways, the blue team, is to go for to simply go for the Immortal. They should win this one so easily, it's actually ridiculous, even with Greyman on the other side. Vala, granted, doesn't have her level 7 yet, but you see, it's still a 50-50. It was 3 heroes here, 5 heroes at the bottom, and they still managed to pull off a 50-50. Once that Vala has a level 7 and a couple of stacks on the level 4, it's going to be a completely different ballpark. So, yeah, they will win this every single time once we're in the late game. But they lose heroes. At least a counter kill. Can they get another one? That would be great. They traded supports. So, since all of the... yeah, they actually started to do a little bit more damage over here. Vala with another hit has walled out and does. Greyman is over on the right side and he's going to win it for the team. So, Rutsu is going to get this one easily. But for Team Nick, it's pretty much just a question of can they not kill another hero or not. Because if they can, they have an easier chance to defend. But Blaze moves out and that's problematic now. Again, early Immortal shouldn't do too much, but yeah, careful. Only 2 stacks on Vala too, so it's not like Nick is madly stacking his level 4. Level 7 will make it easier for him to catch up in stacks, but yeah, Team Zaelia is actually getting some momentum here. Slightly ahead, early level 7, just in time for the Immortal push. Top, Greymane against Chen, and down here, yeah, barely the wall. Barely the wall with the first Immortal. That's not a lot. Yeah, gets the entire thing destroyed. Again, games are gonna last a little bit longer on average now. But here we have it. Heavy impact again. Yeah, 4 versus 4. Big stun. Nice. And Kelvin is gonna die, and he's not the only one. Jimmy's also taken down, and damn son, Team Zaelia is attacking again. They need to wait for the minion wave before they can attack here. Try to get the damage in against the structures. Wit gets attacked immediately. The retargeting against Zaelia. So, yeah, he eats quite a bit of damage, but they zone out Wit, and that's a fort after all. Nice. They get the double kill. Jimmy down, Ana down. Bam. Make the play, take the fountain, take the fort. And here we go. That is an entire level lead, pretty much. Easy free camp. And, yeah, have fun coming back from that. It's not impossible, but they need some kills now. Yeah, I like it. Wit comes in, tries to sneak it. Quasar is coming in too, and the camp is lost. Now they're getting body blocked. Okay, that's the way you come back into this. If you get a kill, yeah, Greyman. Red Riding Hood takes down the big bad wolf. Yeah, Wit on the other hand, looking for another Stormbolt, doesn't get it there. But well done. 2 kills against 4. Not simply rolling over and dying over here. So that's good. And let's have it. 8 stacks by now for Vala. Yeah, Vala getting a few more stacks. And also look at Muradin. Ah, he actually went into Sledgehammer even on level 4. I mean, this is going to make this entire thing even more funny when they're starting to take the Immortal down. Ah, Zaelia teleporting away, blinking the Stormbolt. But halftime show is already won. Again, Vala now has repeating arrow. She has 8 stacks. And they still have Jimmy. So this race setup is all of a sudden way better for them. A lot better. The level 10, on the other hand, is ready for Team Zaelia. That's the big difference here. Yeah, now you got level 10 against you. Don't want to fight that. Chen is still trying to get the top. But yeah, this is a different story now. And how do you approach this? I mean, you can't really soak the experience up to that point. You can try and stop them, slow them, try and get a kill, but there's a full commitment from Team Zaelia now, and for good reason. They know that they don't have anything to be afraid of. They have a Sanctification, and they have a bunker that they can use when the shit hits the fan. And also the Twilight Dream. So they win the Immortal. The second one with 50% shield is going to come down for them. And yep, that will be neat. There's level 10s on both sides. At least they have it for the defense, right? So they got it for the defense. Strafe is in. Nano boost. Triple Panda. Storm, Earth, and Fire. Muradin is gonna go, hopefully, again for the Avatar. Trying to burn that down. Alright. Jump. Let's go. Jump, jump. Crisscross. And the damage output at 19,000 for Vala. Now she burns it up pretty quickly. But here's the Panda, the flank, the Stormbolt attempt. Nice wave of force from Zaelia, buying them a little bit more time here. Careful. Yes, Nick still gets stunned. But the fort hasn't fallen. Another jump, another Stormbolt attempt. Hits Greymane. Quest is completed. Okay. And they're still looking for the fight. 8 stacks for Vala. Oh, Shirioto! Oh, the kill! And the double kill. Sanctification is out too. The Quasar's on the run. Not gonna make it either. That's another one. Zaelia comes in with the Calamity, and that's 2 forts down. 2 forts eliminated. I mean, yeah, 2 forts down. Not to be confused with 3 doors down. It's something different. 7 kills against 2, and the wall is falling as well. Guys, again. Team Zaelia came in 3rd in their group. Team Nick won their group. And now it seems like we might actually see Team Nick fall to Team Zaelia. Yeah, I don't know. It's a close one. You can still come back here, but 2 forts lost. None destroyed. It's gonna be difficult. Should be even talents on the next objective, so there's that. It's not hopeless. It's not hopeless by any means, but you don't have the option anymore to fall back and go to the fountain, you know? And actually, it doesn't really look like they're gonna get the 13 talent. I thought they had a bit more time to soak the experience and soak the lanes here. But doesn't seem like it. And of course, Liming is now gonna be way more dangerous with the level 13 talent. I mean, Illusionist is going to help her a lot with the Calamity value. Yeah, the increased range is going to be fantastic. Like, the range increase in particular is just going to make it so much easier for her to get the final hit in whenever she makes the engage. Okay. And they got Greymane again in position. Greymane just with one paw after another, taking that Immortal down, can join the fight if he has to, but this is an easy halftime show for them, without any problem at all. Fallback has to happen over here. So far nobody's moving in. Wit might actually have to. Yeah, there's already the shift. Even with the shift, I mean, they're not going to get the 13. They're not going to get it. And this position doesn't help them either. Because if the positions were reversed at this point, they could at least do some counter damage, but they can't. And now they have to push into this, and it's going to be annoying as is already. But just look at this outside poke. It's like, if you don't win the team fight that follows after this, then you're just toast. There's the Panda trying to make the play. Immortal is 1 with 100% shield. Oh my god. Has 200 hit points left, and they get the kill against Malfurion. No way. No way. Don't tell me they actually take this now. What? No. Zaelia's here. Okay. Still, way better than it could have been. Think about this with like 100% shield. That was actually an impressive setup. Getting the Malfurion kill the way they did, and then burning the shield down to, I mean, 60%. That could have been so much worse. Nearly another stun by Sven on his Blaze. Now his Blaze setup is actually fantastic. They're still focusing them back. Wait! Careful, bro. Wave of force is a problem for you. Oh, that's not the only problem. Zaelia comes in with a kill. Even with Malfurion falling and the shield being reduced, they're able to get the Immortal, and they get another kill in as the team retreats. Tyrael jumps in, jumps out, the stun, the Quasar, and he makes it out. Strafe is being used to zone them a little bit more. They get some damage, but they keep... Again, the wall is open. Open the wall up, that's the only thing that you can really hope for in this situation. But oh my god. Yeah, Bronze Bit Rage on level 13. But we come back to the same problem. It's honestly just like simply a repetition of what we've seen previously. Every Immortal is lost. Team Zaelia just locks them in. we have another talent advantage coming through a few seconds later for the red team. Now we're looking at 16 versus 13 talents, and the gap is wider than it was previously. So Vala hasn't died yet. That's great for Nick, but they can be so much more aggressive now. The level 13 talent advantage is already a neat one, but level 16 is just so much stronger. And there's obviously also, in addition to that, a stats advantage that you have when you run a 2-level lead over your opponent. So stats increase with every single level that you gain, and with a 2-level advantage, that's a pretty solid one there. Now, with that setup, you can see that they can actually take the camp away here. Who's going to contest that against Bunker and Sanctification? Tyr is a little bit split, so he needs to be careful there, but still. Is Muradin really going to make a play for that? Masquerade is there, and I don't really think so. No, Sham camp is taken. They go for Muradin immediately, force out the Avatar, and he still eats the damage from the orb. 8 kills against 3 show you clearly how those team fights went this far. And now they're pushing with the double camp through the bottom of the map, and Nick eats the entire missile setup. Completes his quest, so that's great for him. But this is a push now towards Keep. They can easily jump back because the Immortals are now spawning, and the blue team is forced to defend the bot lane before they do anything else. And with just a little bit of focus, this is a halftime show that they easily win. As long as Blaze defends a little bit. Yeah, Muradin is in, but he's a bit late. There's Jimmy now finally, but they're coming in very, very late to that party. And they do the same thing. They defend because they know that they can't win a race. 5 versus 5 on the Immortal, they lose. So they just defend with 4 and they keep Greymane on the Immortal. If it is a setup where Greymane can stand there alone. And that's what they've been doing the entire time. And it works wonders for them. And Zaelia is just beasting it also on Li Ming here. You look at the damage and he's sitting at 44,000. He's top damage in the game now. Yeah, and had some insane setups also with his Calamity in particular. Yeah, and the Immortal is nearly 1. I mean, just look at this. This is just no way. Big shield this time. Top lane, of course. Bot lane, not really focused down too much. They go for the camp now as well, so it's the top lane Immortal with camp against the Keep. The only saving grace for the blue team is that Nick and his boys are going to have level 16 talents for the defense. They need to win a team fight, and this hasn't changed. They got a kill earlier, but they need to get more. They need to win an actual team fight so that they can finally start to close this experience gap, or they will be in serious trouble. Seething Hatred now on level 16 for Nick, so he wants to get a little bit more damage out of his setup with his arrows. And we have the Paint them Red, plus also Stone Form for Muradin, so he has additional survivability. Yeah, Blaze is already moving in, playing it out with the Panda, but over here the setup starts up. Okay, Immortal is about to lose the shields and it's going to switch over into the melee form. And with that, it keeps going. Bot lane is also getting pressured. I mean, there's a big push coming in. And they might even push for more. Same mechanic on the core, by the way, that we have on Infernal Shrines. Same mechanic around those. Bunker is in. Guys, they could lose the game right here. They're pushing for it. The core is falling. The core is falling. There's a sanctification and they're burning it down. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Zaelia. They are sending Team Nick packing. They win the game and advance in this tournament through a loser's bracket. GG and congratulations to the red team.